Hey everyone, welcome to another Explorer and Pioneer video here on Magic Arena. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, appreciate the support. And today we are back running some Dimir Bounce, self-bounce I should say, which is a relatively new strategy in the format, but it's been doing some pretty good work. I'm sure there are people who are big fans of this strategy and people who are sick to death of it. But that is the nature of the beast. So yeah, we're running another one of those decks. So once again, a Yorion deck, so 80 cards, and we do have a new card. This deck has been kind of getting more finely tuned over time, and we are running Stock Up, which is a powerful sorcery from Aether Drift, 3 mana sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put 2 of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So this card has certainly been its stock has been very high, you could say. I personally haven't kind of experienced it at its full power yet. I often feel like it's kind of just sitting in my hand, not really doing very much. But that may just be the nature of the decks that we've been playing it in. And I think a deck like this, where you have such cheap recurring interaction, that having a 3 mana sorcery to kind of find the right tools that you need is actually going to be pretty powerful. So yeah, that's the kind of new card in the deck. We are also running the Momentum Breaker, which we have used before in this strategy. Makes the opponent sacrifice a creature or vehicle, and if they can't, they discard a card. So there's always going to be pretty much some value you get out of that, particularly if you can then bounce it and use it again. So the rest of the deck you will recognise from previous iterations. So we have our classic Thoughtseize and Fatal Push 1 black mana early interactions. Then we've got Storm Chaser's Talent, one of the best cards in the deck on its first level rather. You get the Otter with Prowess, and then potentially most of the time that's all you need, because you just keep bouncing it back to your hand, getting more Otters. Their prowess is triggered every time you play a non-creature spell. Hopeless Nightmare, another one of the most powerful cards in the deck. Seems fairly innocuous to make the opponent discard a card and lose 2 life, but when you can do that over and over again, then it pretty quickly adds up to 1 dead opponent with no cards in their hand. Fear of Isolation, one of the kind of bounce enablers in the deck, along with This Town Ain't Big Enough. Very good. It's kind of 2/3 flying for 2 is a great rate, and actually returning a permanent you control in this deck is very much an advantage. Omen of the Sea, just some card selection and card draw, again recurable if you bounce it or blink it with Yorion. Nowhere to Run, great removal spell that sits out on the battlefield, turns off hexproof and ward abilities, and again can be recurred over and over. Meathook Massacre, just our kind of mass removal spell of choice in the main deck. And then we got 4 Narsets as well. Again, good way of just finding the cards that we need, shutting off the opponent's card draw, just a very powerful Planeswalker. And then 1 Shieldred the Apocalypse up at the top end of the curve. I mean, This Town Ain't Big Enough is here up at 5 mana, but, you know, let's be realistic, this is actually a 2 mana card. Shieldred the Apocalypse is the top end of the curve, just turning all of our card draw into life gain and all of the opponent's card draw into life loss. Then the mana base, being a Yorion deck, is quite complicated. Many dual lands, as you'd expect. We're kind of running the full gamut because we do need the extra lands. We've got Gaia Reach Sanitarium, mainly for its interaction with Narset, just doing this on the opponent's upkeep. Basically just shuts off any cards that they could potentially draw. A couple of Mutavaults just for some additional punch, along with a couple of Hive of the Eye Tyrants. So we've got some creature lands. And we've got Urborg, which turns every other land into a swamp. Good kind of interacts very nicely with these colourless lands. A couple of basic lands and an Otawara and a Takenuma as well. Then in the sideboard, obviously 1 slot is taken up by Yorion. We've got some counterspell action with 1 copy of Negate and 3 copies of Mystical Dispute, just for those control mirrors. Unlicensed Hearse is our graveyard hate of choice. Then we've got Tishana's Tidebinder, very good flash creature that turns off the triggered and activated abilities of the opponent's cards, and shuts off all abilities of their artifacts, creatures, and planeswalkers that this interacts with. Some more mass removal and extinction events. Obviously, all of our creatures, are not very many creatures, but our creatures do have an even casting cost, all of them. So this can potentially be a one-sided board wipe. Another Shieldred and another Meathook Massacre from the main deck, and then 1 Ashiok Nightmare Muse, which is our other planeswalker of choice. Potentially a kind of a creature generator all by itself, about bouncing the opponent's things. And yeah, just a good kind of powerful 5-mana Planeswalker that can sit at the top of the curve. So yeah, this is a powerful deck. Obviously, it's seeing a lot of play in Standard, but the addition of cards like Yorion and the kind of good black interaction that you get in Explorer does kind of push it to the next level. So yeah, let's see how this does. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, let's go on to the ladder. Okay, let's go off to the races. No island is not great, but I've got enough interaction that if I draw one, this is actually a pretty good hand. What's the opponent got going on? Do I want to get a momentum breaker down here? Probably not yet. This looks suspiciously like Dimir control to me. Oh, I'm a patient man. They might target my hive. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's float a black mana. I'll stick on full control as well, just to make sure that I can do this. Grab an island. And I'll play Omen of the Sea with that spare mana that I've got. Take off full control now. Don't think I need any more land for now. Yeah, Fatal Push is a pretty good draw. The opponent's not really doing anything. So I'll get a Mutavault down and pass the turn. Or do I just want a momentum breaker? Yeah, maybe. I mean, if this is just going to eat some of their counter spells, I'm kind of fine with that. Memory Deluge. Sure thing. Little do they know I don't really run many counter spells in the main. See your Gaia reach Sanitarium, and I raise you one of my own. Okay, let's stock up. Three steps ahead, sure thing. Well, I'll just play another momentum breaker. Just keep their hand under a little bit of pressure. Because the ability, when I do return Yorion to do some stuff, will be quite powerful, I think. So yeah, let's just return Yorion to our hand. Play a Dark Slick Shores. Pass the turn. There's a lot of staring going on here. Okay, they're going to dig through time. Yep. Yeah, Dimir control you don't see hugely often. I will need my counter spells post sideboard for this matchup. I think if we kept a heavy hand of interaction, and I think we could have done probably. Yeah, if I'd known what I was playing against, I wouldn't have kept that hand, I don't think. Narset. Well, that's a problem. You know what? I think I'm going to concede this one. Did not have the right hand for it. But now we can put in Mystical Disputes, Negates. I could take out the Meathook Massacre. Trim a couple of Nowhere to Run. Couple of fatal pushes as well. Put in the other Shieldred, put in Ashiok, Tishana's Tidebinder for their Planeswalkers. And yeah, I think we just go minimal interaction here outside of Momentum Breaker, because they're not going to be running that many creatures. Yeah, this is a pretty good hand for what we are playing against, so we'll get a Storm Chaser's talent down. Show me your hand, sir. Drown, Narset, Fatal Push. I mean, they're all of a type. Let's take Narset. Kind of force the issue on this push. Yep. Little do they know, we're both just staring at absolutely nothing. So I'll return Yorion to my hand. It's not yet anywhere near the range of being counterspelled. Yeah, that's not very good. I don't really want to give them kind of card discard and draw either. So I think we are just waiting. That's fine. Is it fine? Well, there's nothing I can do about it, even if it wasn't.
If you wish to surrender now, I will keep the
Does give me a shield down for my Yorion, I suppose. Ugin. So I will go reach Sanitarium on their end step. Okay, Fear of Isolation's not bad. Yeah, this is a tough one now. Do I want to Yorion or do I want to Thoughtseize, bounce one of my Storm Chase stands, because that'll get Narset off the board? I think I do, so let's open with a Thoughtseize. See what they've got going on here. Drown and Lock Shieldred's Edict Ugin. Well, I could take Ugin, but I feel like if they're casting that, I'm probably not winning. So, although these aren't particularly threatening either at this point, I am just going to take Ugin, I think. Then I'll pick up one of the Storm Chaser's talents, cast it again, and that'll give me the power I need to... What does this do? So they still can't counter Yorion with... Okay. Yeah, they didn't really have much going on there. So yeah, I feel like we've rejigged the deck to be pretty good in this matchup. I don't think it needs changing. Feels good. Yeah, I like this hand. Yeah, they've got a Thoughtseize, so they can potentially take mine. Yep. And I've got a lot of ways to interact with their hand, so we'll start with the Hopeless Nightmare. Ooh, Fear of Isolation. That's a good 2-drop. So let's pick up the Nightmare. They might be able to counter the Fear, but I'm less fussed about that. No? Okay, that's good. They do have a Deduce. I would like to be able to cast 2 spells next turn. Yeah, again, my hand is pretty Thoughtseize resilient, so I'm not hugely worried about that. Yeah, stock up was just a bit too dead in my hands there. Don't love that. Really could do with that 3rd land. Though it's not like the opponent has a huge amount of life to play with. Get out. Get out! Narset, sure thing.
I train every day with thoughtfulness before action.
Land is good. Okay, so I think I want this on blue. So I'm going to attack down Narset so they can't activate it again. Fire off a Hopeless Nightmare. I think I'm going to put both of these back in my hand while they're tapped out. Because counterspelling one of them is not the worst thing. Maybe I should have put that on black so I could double spell. We'll see what I draw. Okay, Omen of the Sea is quite interesting. Right, well let's start by seeing if we can get Narset off the battlefield, because that will inform what I do next. Yep.
I was not prepared for
Okay,
this.
I can follow that up with an Omen. Hopefully get another land. Yep. Ooh, actually both of these are pretty good. So I'll keep the Fear of Isolation. Now I'll cast Momentum Breaker, because if they counter that I don't mind as much, because I'd rather them have the life loss. Yep. So they do get some card selection out of this. Shark for 3. Okay, okay. So let's fire off Hopeless Nightmare again. I think I'm willing to just pick it up and do it again. Seems pretty good. Because now they've got no cards in hand, they're on 4 life. Ooh, ooh, lovely. Lovely. Okay, card draw is not life gain. This is an interesting situation we find ourselves in. Am I tempted to attack? I don't think so. I think we can wait another turn. We've got Mystical Dispute. This is a hell of a staring competition we've got going on here. Don't think I need to dispute that. Surveil land. I think I will flash into Shana's Tidebinder and see what they do. Interesting. So I still don't quite have lethal here, but I am going to attack. Because if they activate Hall, then their shield's down. Torrential Gearhold can be Mystical Disputed, and they die. Ooh, that was a good game. That was a lot of staring at each other, but a good match. Nope, this is not a keepable hand. This is better. Does the opponent have a companion? No. Okay, in which case, pop back one of the nowhere to runs. Nowheres? Nowhere? Nowheres? Do you know what? If they have a fatal push, good for them. They don't. Grixis. Rona. Wow. Not today, Satan. It's that Zergo Bell Striker. This is interesting. Plaza of Heroes, so sort of Legends deck. Yeah, with Inti. I like it. I mean, I don't like it that much, but I like it. So Nowhere to Run can take down Inti, which is probably the right thing to do here. Although I don't have to do it this turn. I can do it on theirs. Though, with Plaza of Heroes, probably not worth waiting. Yeah, let's just do it now. And do I want to offer the trade with my Otter? I don't think so, because I'd rather have this as a blocker so that they can't get card advantage off Kellen. Well, that's pretty sad. No, okay, they don't want to discard. That's fine by me. So, let's fire off an Omen of the Sea, see what we can find. Narset and Stock Up. I think I'll keep Stock Up, but I'll get rid of Narset. I don't think I need that at the moment. Now at least I have potentially Mutavault to use as a trade. Don't love doing it. So, because it has Trample, regardless, if they activate its ability, they're going to get a card off it, so not that fussed. Yep, let's have a look what they exile. Just an Ottawara. Okay. That is A-OK with me. Guy Reach Sanitarium is interesting, so let's get that down. Fire off a stock up. Do want some removal. Or the ability to bounce and stuff. So Momentum Breaker's pretty good. I'll take Narset here as well. So let's make them sack one of their creatures. Really wanted this town name big enough at some point. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Relic of Legends. That's fine. Okay, well they can't cast either of those. Ah, good. Momentum Breaker is good. So, let's start with Narset.
Mind and body should move and keep an open mind.
I'll take another stock up. Fire off Momentum Breaker. Make them sack their Kellen. I think I'll play Ottawa as a land. So they're now empty-handed, which is good. Ooh, Lazav. Okay. It's cute. So they can turn that into a copy of some other creatures that they have. Fatal Push is gonna pretty quickly solve that problem for us.
Meditate and prepare.
Take this town in big enough. I think let's bounce Omen and Momentum Breaker. Play a Momentum Breaker. Yep, very good. Okay, Grixis Legends. Interesting. What do I want? So I think I want the other Meathook Massacre for this deck. Extinction Event. So Inti is even, Lazav is even. Kellen is odd, Rona is even. I'll put in one. Nowhere to Run is great. Momentum Breaker seemed pretty good there. Fatal Push is going to be really good. I think I'm happy to just trim a couple of Narsets on the draw. And go from there. Because I think if 3 mana just play Narset, turn 3 feels too slow against what they're going to be doing, even if it gets a good card off its activation. Ooh, The Last Ride. Huh. I have not seen that card used before. I like it. So this -X -X for X is your life total. So the card draw effect is okay, but pretty mana intensive. So don't need to worry too much about that quite yet. So this 2 deals combat damage to a player, you mill that many cards. Okay. Well, let's get that off the battlefield, I think. Oh, yes, they can sacrifice the Last Ride. Ooh, that is worth bearing in mind. Yep, okay, they got me there. Ha, yeah, that was a pretty good... Yep. No, that went pretty well for them. What does this do? Whenever a land is okay. So I definitely think we need this off the battlefield. I'll do that now before they can protect it in any way. Yeah, I should know where to run first. Yeah, that was a potentially quite devastating mistake. And this with Inti is going to get quite big quite quickly. Yeah, this is not looking good all of a sudden. Yep. And no discard. Don't love that. So I think my best play is just to get Shieldred down here as a kind of immovable wall. Now, if they have removal for it... No, okay, it's good. Urza's Ruinous Blast. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's getting pretty big right now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that momentum breaker rather than nowhere to run was pretty devastating. Okay, I think I do want the other extinction event. Take out one of my thought seizes on the play. And we'll try again. Yeah, this is a good hand. So we'll start with Storm Chaser's Talon. Zergo Bell Striker by itself is not a huge concern, but I will pass the turn and hold up Omen because I really want to hit a third land. Yeah, I'll take the 2. Hugely fussed about that. Okay, that I do want to kill. So prioritise removal now. Yep, Fatal Push. Momentum Breaker can go because I really do need the land. Yep, that is a land. We like land. So I could Fatal Push and double Hopeless Nightmare, but I think I'd rather wait on those and just use another Omen. So, do I need to do that now? Yeah, they might have a way of protecting it on their turn. So I'll play this on blue. And another one, okay. Momentum Breaker probably still isn't good enough because they'll just sack the Zergo. But then, what am I going to be using instead? Yeah, I think I've got to bottom both of those. Oh dear, Right, well, let's use Stock Up. Tempted to take the Meat Hook Massacre here as an answer to all of their creatures. Does mean they'll have a turn of being able to... And then probably Fear of Isolation is good. Yeah, they'll have a turn of being able to use their... Nashi. And I don't have any good blocks. Okay, they can pick up the Urza's Ruinous Blast, which is pretty ruinous. Fortunately, they don't have the mana to cast it at the moment. Okay, Fatal Push actually gives us more time. So... yeah, let's take out Nashi. Fire off a Hopeless Nightmare. I think I'm happy to just pick it up again. Yeah, and we'll get that down. No attacks. Say go. Renan 7. Oof. I mean, this
The entire forest is an army.
this deck has all kinds of things going on, doesn't it? Okay, Fatal Push is a good answer to the Tree Folk token. So yeah, use that. Then I'm gonna want to kill Renan 7.
We did not choose this fight.
Then I think Hopeless Nightmare. Return Yorion to hand. And then I think we're relying on that doing quite a lot of work for us. This is going to be a close one. Lazov. That's problematic. Yeah, I'll take the damage here. So what can they turn this into? Nothing with more than 3 toughness. Right, what am I going to do? So I'm going to put a stop on my end step. So I could just wipe the board entirely here and then wait a turn. Because Lazov, I think, can't do anything. It can't turn into anything that can survive. This is just a creature, isn't it? A creature card, yeah. So I'm going to attack with Fear of Isolation. Then I'm going to wipe the board with Meathook Massacre. Could this grow at all when this leaves the battlefield? Return. Yeah, I don't care too much about that. Am I sure this can't grow at all? Whenever a land card is put anywhere, put a +1/+1. Yeah, okay. I think we're fine to fire off the Meathook Massacre. Yes, I don't think them turning Lazov into anything is particularly problematic here. No. So, wipe the board. That'll gain me some life as well, which is good. They can put some lands back in their hand, but just the one. So 5 each. I've got Yorion ready to go next turn. So let's... Okay, yeah, another close match. Yeah, that second game made a pretty big mistake that cost us, but pulled it back in the end. Okay, one more time. Sounds okay. I'm not thrilled about it. Reckon a Bankbuster. Okay. Do you know what? I'm going to send that back now before they can use it to draw a card. That's fine. So, let's cast Stock Up. Okay, Narset's pretty good, I think, and maybe Omen? Oh, I could take the Meathook Massacre, because they are a... Yeah, they are a deck that runs a fair amount of creatures by the look of it. Children the Apocalypse. So yeah, meat hooking is gonna take a while. Yeah, let's just start digging for some more answers. None of these are particularly great, so I'll take one each. Then at least Storm Chaser's Talent gives me a blocker for a turn. Just while I try and build up my board. And a Croxer. Okay, well I don't care too much about that. I'll have to lose 3 life. Don't love making them discard when they have Croxer in the graveyard. Another Stock Up. I mean, I'm still digging for answers to Shieldred, but I don't know if I really have any good ones. Yep, let's use it again. This town is at least a bounce effect. I can Storm Chasers. Play Hopeless Nightmare. Wow. They are all in on Shieldred. Okay, I'm looking pretty dead here. So I go to... yeah, I'm dead. Okay, that was pretty brutal. So, I think Meat Hook out, Extinction Event in, it's a better mass removal spell for what the opponent's doing. Tashana's Tidebinder blanks their Shieldred's abilities. Trim 1 Stock Up. And what else? Maybe a couple of Nowhere to Run. Doesn't line up hugely well against cards like Bankbuster or Shieldred. Brutal. Yeah, this is better. No Thoughtseize we like to see. And another Bankbuster. They do like their Bankbusters, don't they? That's fine, I'm a patient man. Croxer. Sure thing. Yeah, they're going to use that crew, which does let me kill it, which is good. So I'll discard a land. That dies. I attack. I fatal push the Bankbuster. Still not doing a huge amount, but Bone Crusher Giant is not a huge problem. Guess that can die to a nowhere to run. Doesn't even cost me the 2 life either. Winning. More land, so let's return Yorion. I'm not going to attack in case they have a fatal push. I don't want them to kill my Mutavault. Feel like if they had Shieldred, they would have played it there. And Croc's number 2, so their graveyard's getting pretty big. Just ditch another land. Da-da-dum. Do I need to play out another land? I probably should, although if they have another Croxer. No, I think what I'm doing here is I'm blinking Yorion. Killing that, keeping my land in hand, just in case. Because they've got 5 cards in their graveyard now. Okay, well, I'll put a Hive down. I could counter the ability of the Castle Lochthwain. That feels quite good, actually. No card for you. Yeah, if you want to just spend your mana doing that, that's not a problem. Bleh. Bleh. You know what, I think it is worth having a go at activating Hive, because if they don't have a removal spell for it, I'm going to start eating their Croxes. Looks like they do. Yeah, that was not a huge surprise, but I do have another one. And then if all they're doing this turn is returning Croxer, that's not hugely problematic. Because I can discard a land, Extinction Event, and then potentially kill them. Yep. Graveyard Trespasser. Okay, well that doesn't die to Extinction Event, unfortunately. But I think they are still dead if I... So yeah, if I Extinction Event choosing even... They could potentially have another Fatal Push, I suppose. It doesn't look like they do. Okie doke. So, no Shieldred was good there. So I think I'm going to put in... Do I want my other Shieldred? I don't know, it feels quite vulnerable to their removal. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to take out a second stock up on the draw. I think just go from there. So yeah, the opponent's on the more traditional Rakdos mid-range. We haven't seen any of the like demons package around the annexes. Doesn't mean they don't have them, but based on Croxer, Bankbuster, and Cardsire, that makes me think it's a slightly different build. Yeah, this is all right. Duress. Okay, well, I don't hate drawing a stock up in this situation. Harvester can die to a Fatal Push. We want a little more going on here. Yeah. Wow. Huh. All of the hand disruption in the world. But I'll just return Yorion to my hand and say go. Storm Chaser's talent we love to see. So we'll get that down. Then we've got something we can be doing with Yorion next turn. Yeah, Fable of the Mirror Breaker is pretty good. So I'll push their Goblin token. Don't want that hanging around. Then we'll blink Storm Chaser's talent, although we are kind of out of things to do after that, so hope we draw something. Damping Sphere. That's an interesting sideboard card against this deck. Shieldred, okay. So I will draw, actually. I don't mind the 2 life loss that much. So if I level up Storm Chaser's talent, what can I get back? I can get back Fatal Push, which is a good answer for Shieldred if they ever attack with it. Or I can Ottawara it away. Not hugely fussed about doing that, so yeah, let's level up. Then I could just grab Stock Up instead. That's maybe better. Although Fatal Push is a kind of guaranteed answer to it. Yeah, let's take the push. Then if they ever remove any of my creatures, I have Fatal Push as an answer. And the option to Ottawara is always there. I don't love Harvester and Reflection being online. Fine, we'll draw. Okay, Tidebinder gives us a good answer to their Reflection ability, so I'll attack again. Because I can just blank the effect. So they go to 11. So I'll Tidebinder. Counter the Reflection of Kiki Jiki ability. Okay, so they will take my Fatal Push unless I use it now, so let's just kill Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay, so that turns their reflection back on, but they don't have the Harvester. And draw... more land. I don't love it. Really don't love it. Yep, so I think I just have to attack again here. Say go. They've got so much card draw is the problem. Right, well, let's bounce Shieldred on their end step. They can respond by drawing a card. So they go to 11. Shieldred goes to their hands. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is rough. Okay, let's level 3 our Storm Chaser's talent. Pretty big indication that we don't have anything else. Okay, so Momentum Breaker, double trigger prowess. And we can use this to gain some life as well, which is not necessarily the worst thing. Okay, that's the source of their card draw potentially gone. So they go. So they go to 5. See, they're just... Ah! The good thing is they can't kill Yorion this turn. Okay, draw. Oh, come on, come on. So they'll be able to kill Yorion next turn. Ah, oh, jeez, it's this... I mean, just the lands have just been... Just need to draw like a Narset or a Stock Up or anything. So yeah, that's Yorion down. Yeah, they're going to be gaining life with their blood tokens now. Yeah, I'll go to 6. Well, that is annoying. Very annoying. I mean, yeah, I think we could have won that match if we had just drawn slightly less horrendously there. I mean, that was like 4 or 5 lands in a row or something. Which, you know, which the variance of these Yorion decks is something that can happen. Like, it is kind of comes with the territory. But yeah, that was deeply frustrating. But yeah, no, good deck. I mean, it's still powerful. Stock Up adds a little bit of extra kind of card selection to it. Yeah, no, the interaction between all of these bounce effects and the cheap spells is just great. Obviously, it's good in standard, it's good here. Yeah, no, it's a powerful deck. Still, I think, still being fine-tuned. Like some decks aren't running Stock Up and are kind of doing different things with the spells that they're running. So yeah, there are different ways of doing it, but on the whole, pretty good. Yeah, there you are. So thank you for watching. Here's the deck list one more time. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.